Toast.
We made it.
We
We're
made
back.
it. You know what? You can be as smug as you like now.
We called it. We've been
We
calling
called
it
it.
for the past year, but we fucking called it, lads. Let's go.
It's been a year since
We had.
You know what?
faith.
I tried. Okay, I tried to spread all those rumors over on Reddit that the game was dead, just so I wouldn't have to make another tier list.
The grand conspiracy.
Exactly, but James Workshop does not like it. So we're here,
Nope.
Toast. The new balance patch, FAQ update, errata, whatever you want to call it.
It's a pretty big one as well. I think it's the changes here. I think hit more than any other balance pack so far. This is substantial in a lot of places.
It is massive. There are a ton of fighter points updates. There's a like every single Bladeborn warband of this edition of Warhammer Underworlds is in there.
Really
there were
good
some
ones
new
as
fighters that have like just come out that I didn't
Yeah.
expect would be in here anyway. It's exciting times.
Cool. I'm really excited. It's about time.
Yes. And so we're here. We are here. We're going to do a tier list. We're going to. So this is all right. Right. This is for the people who I know have not watched the video and have gone straight to the tier list itself and said, "Aha, what's this?" We're guessing. Okay, we're making an educated guess where things are going to be in the meta based on the changes that have been made, and we are kind of going to take a stab at seeing, all right, this is where these warbands are going to be now that they've been nerfed, now that they've been buffed.
And historically, we're fucking spot on. Let's be fair.
I mean, we're close enough.
We're pretty good. Like some of the things that we'll say, people have disagreed with, and they've turned out to be true given enough time.
Yeah,
we're okay.
So I want to say 90%. Has generally been good.
Overvalued iron golems right at the start, but you know what I mean. But apart from that, you know, everything else spot on. We called Tarantulas Brood, we called Corvus Cabal. They've been climbing up everyone's tier list for the past year and a half.
They have.
Not to mention calling the Iron Jaws were actually fantastic, despite the poo-poo naysayers saying they're unplayable now.
Yeah, well, I mean, they're not unplayable, right? It's like with Iron Jaws, if you look at their win rates, they're a middling warband. But a lot of people like to play them, and people who like really took the time to play Iron Jaws, like they're fantastic. So
which is exactly what was said as well, right? That they had a lot more going for them now in terms of like ability usage and skill expression, right? That they're much better if you can play the game, but they're a lot worse if you couldn't play the game before.
Exactly.
And we're relying on their raw brute strength, right?
Yeah. Overall, let's. So overall, what do you think about the updates itself as an overall like balance patch kind of thing? Before we get into this,
so I like the fact that they went in there and they nerfed the big problem pieces, right? Like KO got a bit worse. Ogres in particular got a lot of like target nerfs again, but like the overwhelming thing here is that so many things have gotten buffed. Like all this stuff that's sort of like mid-tier or like unplayable are now actually pretty good. Things that were priced like, all of the Slaves of Darkness, all their weird stuff that just wasn't seeing play is now substantially cheaper. They've now got this sort of like really interesting potential focus to go in with their lists that aren't just spamming Marauders.
Sure.
There's a lot of really cool stuff in there. And then plus all the new Bladeborn stuff as well coming in. And adding more utility to Seraphon, adding more utility to Skaven, as if Skaven fucking needed it, but Skaven got even more utility, right? Like, it's good stuff. And then the change to counter. Oh my god, the change to counter.
Yes, it's huge. It's actually
elves
huge.
Are back.
I don't know if they're back, but no, they're definitely going somewhere. Most definitely. I think
as well. The fact that for the first time ever, I want to say, they've went in and properly changed the rules of currently in print models.
Yes. Well, not the rules for the models, the abilities. They've gone in and changed abilities,
which is very rare to happen. Right? They've done that, which is big. I think I'm going to assume it's a strength of being online only now that they can do that, which is pretty cool.
Sure, it must be because they would never do this before. If you take the Nurgle Rotbringers, for example, they got a whole new ability. Like Virulent Discharge, whatever it was called. It's just flat replaced with a new ability now.
Yeah.
Which is kind of correct. That ability is wild. We'll see how good it is in practice.
Yeah. It'd be really cool.
Yes. We're getting there. Slowly and surely. Yeah, I know things have been a bit slow recently, but I'm doing my best here to put out stuff for you. What I wanted to do is I wanted to say a big thank you for everyone who continues to support the channel and continues to support the work that we do here to try and push out these games to more and more people. For you guys who have not yet done so, if you like what you see, please give me a subscribe, give me a like, and put a comment down in the comment section below about what you think about this video. For you guys who want to throw some more support my way, you can check me out on Patreon, you can become a YouTube member, you can join my Discord. All links for that are going to be down in the comment section below. But again, even if you don't want to, thank you for everyone. Let's carry on. Let's make it a great 2025. But for now, let's get back to the video. But shall we begin? I think it's been long enough. Our fans have been waiting a whole year, so let's not keep them waiting any longer. Right, so we're going to start with number one. It is, I've forgotten their names. What are their names? The Blacktalons. There we go, the Blacktalons. They were squatted by Games Workshop last year. Nothing's happened to them.
Yeah.
So
they didn't need it, though.
They're still there.
They're not great, right? But, like, they're perfectly fine for, like, what they are. Right.
The problem is what they are isn't that good as a warband when you actually have to play into missions.
No, I think a few people have experimented recently, have messed with them. They've added in battle priests to make up numbers.
Okay.
And every time I've seen this, it's went badly for them. Namely because kill missions punish them. Because what is nearly every kill mission that, at least in Ferocious Nalwood and adjacent packs, right? They punish killing heroes. Yeah. And if you're adding in paper thin heroes,
more heroes,
they get murdered, they get targeted mercilessly and killed, and then you lose the game.
Yeah. Well, yeah, so, it's like you almost have to build them with some kind of Bladeborn warband, but then at that point you're not, because they're all so expensive. I mean, the piece that you want is near Blacktalon because she's pretty cool, but she's expensive enough that she's an ally all by herself without all of her bodies.
Yeah, honestly, I would like to see the Blacktalons turned into a Bladeborn warband. I don't think they are. Unlike Order of Azyr, who did get James, they got new stuff, right? Blacktalons are never getting new stuff. This is like a 5 model warband at most in terms of the actual in faction stuff. They scream Bladeborn. They don't scream full faction to me anymore. I think they should be like absorbed into what the Vanguard chamber needs, like a Vanguard, right? So having Vanguard could go, then Vanguard can take Rostis.
they would also get like an elf wizard, which is a pretty interesting thing to have for just like a Stormcast unit.
Yeah, and Lurai, the Child of the Abyss, is not as useful as Cyrene.
Cyrene, the other one of the Abyss.
The raw stats of her, she's got the same like offensive output, like 3-3-3-7 is insane.
Sure. All right, well, Blacktalons, you don't move. I'm sorry. Askurgan Trueblades, they got a buff. Estelle, please. We're not doing that again. I got so much flack last time for that. So Askurgan Trueblades. Well, what happened? So they're True Blood. Is it? No, not their True Blood. Curse Blood. The big. Is that the dog?
It is. Yeah.
Yeah. The dog got a lot. Like the dog got points buff in the last update, and now it's got a lot cheaper.
Yeah. Things actually become good.
Yeah, but I don't think that alone makes the warband like great.
No, it's now like it's went from like it used to be 180. I think I'm sure it was like 200 at one point. So
something crazy.
It's now something crazy. It's very playable now. It doesn't fix Askurgan Trueblades in the slightest.
No. Well, I feel like my pet theory on this is that they've done a lot to a whole bunch of different bespoke teams in this one. And when you look at what was done to the bespoke teams, Askurgan Trueblades, in terms of the struggling teams, were kind of like the lightest of lightest touches. So this is either Games Workshop saying, well, this is where we actually want fighters and we're going to be bringing things down to their level, or saying, all right, we're going to see what happens. I don't know what kind of metrics they're tracking in the background, which events they're looking at. It may well be that Trueblades have some like hardcore following somewhere that we don't know about in like narrative.
Maybe. I think as well with the Trueblades is that their stats are so high, in terms of their damage numbers, that like the concern is potentially if you reduce them too much, then people just start slapping on like really efficient attack blessings, and then they become too good, right? So like their models are like 20 points too expensive across the board. If you cut them all by that though, then now they're all +1 attack base, and like they haven't actually paid any more for it really, and they could become a problem. I don't know. We might see more from them in the future, but like this is a fun upgrade. Like the Curse Blood is their coolest model, and I'd use it now. I don't think it would make them any better, but I'd definitely use it. I think they're still like the squattiest of squat tier though. Unfortunately,
totally. Especially when we compare them to like the changes to Claws to Karanak.
Oh
like,
god,
in terms of buffs, it's a bit weird for me. Askurgan Trueblades and what happened.
A little bit.
Right, Khorne Mortals. Last time we put them in A tier.
Yes.
They're still kind of doing things on the tournament scene.
They are.
Like Demetrios has tried to play them a few times. They didn't work out for a variety of reasons. Right,
no.
But
they famously lost Daughters of Khaine, in fact.
Right. So do you think they stay in A tier, or do you think we were a bit too generous with them and they just go down to B tier? Like, it's worth noting for everyone at home, when we're looking at the tiers, S tier is like something that you could expect, like have the easiest time to top an event with. A tier, you can still top an event with it, but it will be a harder time than S tier. B tier, you can expect to go like, let's say 3-1, for example, for B tier. C tier, let's say 2-2, squatted by Games Workshop. If you go 0-1 or 2-2, it's good times. That's where we're roughly sitting here.
Had nothing else changed with Bloodbound, I would move them down potentially, because they're just not. I don't think they have the chops to fight with the best of the best at the minute. However, they did get some new stuff, and their new stuff is pretty good. Like they've got like the cheapest pull in the game now as well. Like cheap pulls, like their Slaughter Priest basically being replaced by a Realm Go Ritualist. Then you beat out with that like absolutely murderous ability. That's kind of insane too.
They've been given you who will chop.
Yeah, they've been given some new toys, right? And those new toys might actually elevate them, because people take Slaughter Priests because they want the stats, but they also want the pull and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
But now they've got that, but they're saving like 50 points. Yeah. And that's pretty spicy, right?
So what the thing is about Slaughter Priest, it's a pull, yes, but it's also got combat punch to back it up, and it's like 30 wounds the Plymouth Slaughter Priest. So it's not like it's bad by any stretch of the imagination.
No, but I think it opens up their list building a bit, because they're not they've got other options for pulls. They've got other options for beaters, in fact, right? So maybe keep them in A, just because the new stuff is potentially substantial enough to make up for their glaring flaws.
Sure. Okay. Sure. Beasts of Chaos, they were in B tier last time. Nothing has changed to them. They get a slight buff because of those counter changes. They
do.
Like anyone with strength 3 on this list.
Vexmore's more expensive, and he's the main reason they've apparently was the main reason that they've been doing so well, and he's been nerfed now. So one of their key ally pieces no longer was harder to squeeze in, right? You say 10 points is 10 points, but still, you still got to find it somewhere.
Why is that? You've got things like the 2 Nurgle leaders, 3 Nurgle leaders double buffed. I think it was 10 points off of them. Lord of Plague, Lord of Blights, and the other one. So I think, and they're cheap enough, I think, to be able to replace Vexmore in that kind of brawly, I'm gonna punch you.
That's very true, actually. I think in that case, B tier. They're good, right? They're not like outstanding, but they're good. In fact, and they've got all the toys they want to use. They've got a great battle trait, and they're still in Chaos, and Chaos are still like arguably in a better place than they've ever been.
Yes, and especially no, you're right. Khorne Demons though, they're still
take it any. I don't think got any changes. I think they were just abandoned. Left
no
to
changes
die.
whatsoever. No
Where
changes
they belong,
whatsoever.
S tier.
S tier. By that you mean squatted tier.
Squatted, squatted
tier. Right. So Cities of Sigmar haven't moved at all. No, they haven't changed at all. But again, the counter changes. I think the counter changes almost make them stronger, because their ability is better than counter anyway.
Yeah, become disproportionately better.
Yeah, now we put them in
the
A tier
counter
last
game
time.
now. I think A tier is possibly overrated, honestly. Like I've got a bias against them. I don't particularly like their play style. I don't particularly enjoy. I've never had issues playing into them. They just seem kind of okay. They haven't really been cracked, right? Like they've got their reaction control stuff. They've got like a bit of a hybrid list. I don't know. I'm biased. I'll let you place them if you want to place them. I'm not a huge fan of them though.
We placed them in A last time. Well, I mean, what I'm thinking is a lot of these things won't really have moved from last time, but
Yeah.
the hits they've made to the top of the meta kind of shuffles around where a lot of this stuff is. So, like ogres, for example, that'll knock the Gutlord going up by 10 points. And the Noblars going up, that'll like knock Ogor Kingdoms down a couple of pegs. But because Gutlords are more expensive, maybe players are gonna have to like find other alternatives for their big damaging piece, or maybe they're gonna keep bringing the Gutlord. And a lot of these things that would normally be very weak to Destruction Soup, or what makes Destruction Soup so good, would be bumped just a little bit by Destruction Soup not being as good now, if you get it.
That's true. Maybe, yeah, no, that's true actually, yeah. No, I agree with your argument.
Yeah. Like, if you look at their win rate is fine.
Yeah.
It's middling, but there aren't really enough games that happen throughout the year to be able to properly make an assessment on it.
I guess with like there haven't been like massive sweeping elf changes, right? In the changes, but
no, but
with the
counter changes are huge.
Elves become sort of like more takeable, and if you buy into that sort of like propaganda and walk into the Castellite hosts, you're getting bodied by that Uber counter, right? So
you totally are.
There might be a roadblock to the success of the emerging elf meta.
Sure. Okay. We'll keep them where they are. There are a lot of warbands, so we'll keep them where they are. Our boys, these guys,
Chaos Legionnaires.
Yes. Where did we put them last time? I'm looking on my list. We put them in C tier last time because they are basically average. They don't really do all that much. They're nothing. Yeah. There's nothing flashy about them. So this is where they were.
I think they stay there. Like
stay there.
They're just a bundle of stats, and their stats are fine.
Yeah.
But they're also really boring. And
they are also really boring.
That's a very how is it? It's very subjective, right? Saying that they're boring, but when you say that they're boring, it means they've got like no actual like impactful abilities, right? As well.
Yeah.
Which means that they're objectively shite too.
That is true. They're fine, right? They're playable as a warband. They're not garbage. You can be okay if you go to an event with them. They need a bit of building around. It's just they're not flashy. They're not exciting. They won't be rolling over things. Corvus Cabal, though, they're still... So we put them... Right. I think we were generous last time putting them in S tier. They've done well, though. They've done very well.
Corvus Cabal have climbed the tier lists everywhere because they are great.
They are great. I wouldn't put them... Right, with hindsight now, I wouldn't put them in... I put them in A tier, happily. Right? Yes. I put them up here for what we've got. Because they've only... The counter change only makes their basic guys better. Because now they don't have to jump off things to be able to wound.
And the Strike Talon better too, because the Strike Talon is attacking like 15 times. He dies to counter a lot of the time, just by bad rolling, or just a lot of rolling over the course of a game. He's now much harder to kill that way. I think the biggest downside to Corvus Cabal, and this is I think a thing that we're spoiled, right? We're spoiled when it comes to playing Corvus Cabal because we used to play a lot at Warhammer World, very terrain dense, very vertical. The biggest hurdle to Corvus Cabal and their success is your board. So if you are on a board filled with dangerous terrain or with like small, not very vertical pieces, you can't jump, and then you can't do your abilities, and then you collapse. And it's a hurdle to success. I think these are an S tier, have S tier elements, but they're held back by that hurdle. And the Strike Talon, right? I challenge anyone to tell me that they wouldn't want the Strike Talon in any of their warbands.
If it was a hero.
Yeah, it's unbelievably good. It's outstanding how good the Strike Talon actually is. Not just for killing, but for utility as well. This thing's incredible. But again, it's bound to the Corvus Cabal, who are very elf-centric in their design, and terrain is a massive hurdle that they can't overcome. So I think ATS is a comfortable place to put them.
Next up is...
Still called it though. Fucking D
Sorry?
tier. Still called it. People fucking squatting Corvus Cabal for years.
Squatting, I know. Well, it's the battles rate, really. That's what allowed him to do it.
It was. And it's a 40-point reduction to the Shrike Talon out of nowhere. It was great.
Yeah, well, it wasn't out of nowhere. I think it was warranted, and that's really you can tell that the changes that were made were effective because Corvus Cabal suddenly went from garbage tier up to an A tier warband, but they're not breaking into S tier because the warband itself has clear weaknesses.
Yeah, definitely.
And a good player can exploit those weaknesses and beat them. And I think that's what makes a well-designed warband is that they have strengths. You play to their strengths, they do very well, but they can't just do everything.
No. And as well, I think the Shrike Talon was potentially we saw this at the time as well because the pack, was it the Hound of Wrath, the Curse Blood, all got point reductions too. Not as significant, but they all got point reductions, and they're continuing to get point reductions, and all falling into roughly the same points zone, right? Which is shockingly efficient, but you can't ally them and you can't spam them because they're still too expensive to spam. So they're more takeable, and that's it. Making the cool shit takeable is always fun. I'm all okay with that.
That's what you want. Yep. Right, next up, we have... This is Order of Azyr. They've got the Van Bensts now. That's a thing.
They do. More dudes.
We put them here last time, just simply because you can build them as a very effective, very strong shooting warband, which was good at the time. It's still good now. This mythical shooting meta never really materialized because no one wanted to. No one wanted to do it, really.
No.
I think they're just better. Right.
They are the additions aren't game-breakingly good. They're not massively they're not overpoweredly good, right? But the new guys add more guns, and the guns they add are very long range, right? Really long range. So they have even more board pressure. They've got their close range pistols. They've got the mid-range park. They've got their long-range sniper rifles. They've got all kinds of cool stuff. I've played them recently as well. Not the new stuff, but pre-new stuff. And they're fine. They've got clear weaknesses again. I don't think they're A tier. I don't think you're going to win an event with them.
No, but they're better than if anything, they're more interesting than anything we're going to put here. They're more interesting than Chaos Legionnaires.
Oh, for sure. They've got their legendary toolbox of triples, right? They're 15 triples or something. Every model has a triple. And of course, Balthus.
Of course, Balthus. Yes.
Balthus, game-breakingly good. Everyone knows
Balthus. Right, so I think they're fine where they are. They got some new toys, but it doesn't really move them a whole lot. They're largely, because they're mostly shooting anyway, they're largely unaffected by the counter change. So that's kind of just what they are.
Yeah,
and they're fine, I think. Darkling Covens, we put them in C tier last time, mostly for the same reason that these guys are in C tier, right? They're just kind of boring. They don't really do all that much, but the counter change really helps them.
Yeah, and they still have the cheapest of elf chaff, 55 points for
55, for the dark spears, dread spears, whatever they are.
Yeah, they're super efficient. I've seen people dabble with them as ally caddies, basically.
Yeah.
Spam the mega cheap chaff and ally caddy stuff. People are talking about them, and they have been for a while. Yes. I haven't seen massive success from them. I think they're definitely good. But they're definitely held back as well just by their fairly poor ability game.
Okay. So I think they basically stay where they are.
Maybe. They've got potential. They've got a B tier in the future. Yeah. But people have to actually put in work to make that happen.
We did just be an order soup list, right? This is the thing, right? Historically speaking, order soup lists don't work as well as something like a destruction soup list or a chaos soup list because the basic chaff that you're putting in are generally weaker than destructions or than chaoses or than whatever, because what are you really souping? You're either souping into something like Hunters of Banshee, in which case you're paying 75 for a claw, which is great, and then you can put some stuff in there, but they're really fast and they do a lot of stuff, or you're souping into something like Darkling Covens, where they're flying, but why would you want to soup into Covens when Disposessed exists? Right?
That's true. Yeah, Disposessed exists. That's fair.
Exactly. And Disposessed do everything that Covens do, just with -2 movement. But on the objective game, they win.
Yeah, You made a good point for the souping there, actually, yeah.
But anyway, so I think they're fine. They're fine where they are. Helped where the counter changed, but otherwise not massive. Bonesplittaz, we squatted them last time just for fun, just because we could, because Games Workshop have killed them. Like
there
they're
was that
fine.
really cool old cavalry list that was like 7-man, like all like 25 wound, just murder hobos. Like
But what is it? No, it's the Bonesplittaz Big Boss. Is that what it's called? The Savage Orc Big Boss.
Yeah.
The one that's cheaper than a Mega Boss that has Great War.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah,
so
it's pretty spicy.
Yeah, if we take this seriously as a faction, I think it belongs in like B tier or something. Just because they've got Great War. They still have like orcs as their basic boys, but a lot cheaper than like Iron Jaws.
Yeah. They don't have the utility of Iron Jaws or Cruel Boys as a super base.
Yeah,
but they do have some stuff in there. They can take like Headcracker and his boys, I guess, in fact.
Headcracker's great. Headcracker's so fun.
He's great. And the big spear guy's pretty good. Their cavalry's fun. Apparently cheap enough to take 7 of, if you really want to. So, sure. Why not? I can see them have some success. Especially again with counter changes. They're higher volume of attack dudes. I think like a lot of them like 4 attacks, 5 attacks.
Sure.
Hurts them less now.
Darkoath Savagers.
They're fine. Like they're fine. I don't know how fine. Like, I don't see them winning an event anytime soon. Like I don't. The other C tier. I mean, there might be C tier.
I think by themselves they're kind of C tier.
Yeah, there's prominent players who represent them all the time, right? Who do fairly well with them.
Yeah,
but I think there is definitely a hard cap to how well they can do.
Because by themselves, yeah, totally.
Yeah, they're missing a bit, I think. Unfortunately.
Yes. All right, but Daughters of Khaine, talking about someone who does totally benefit from counter.
Oh, yes.
We put them in C tier last time. I think
this makes or breaks our reputation.
It does. It totally does. It totally does. Okay, Witch Elves, right? 65 points. They got the 4 attacks at strength 3. Previously unplayable because they get countered to death. Now counter's doing a max 3 damage. In reality, it's likely only to do like 2 damage when a Witch Elf attacks.
And they can't kill themselves.
And they can't.
They can, but they can't in like, if they attack twice, they will. It's impossible to die.
Yes,
right?
They have more than 6 wounds, so they can't kill themselves on an attack. And I've always said, and a lot of people have said actually, that Witch Elves are too cheap at 60, but at 65 with counter, they're unplayable. So now the counter's nerfed. I think they go up here, like legitimately.
Yeah, I mean, I've played again a lot of Daughters of Khaine pre-buff, and pre-buff, nothing's changed within their pointings, but pre-buff, right? And they were better than I expected, and better than people made them out to be. Not by much. But I think these changes do help them a lot. If you look at things like the Medusa, right? These have got like 6 attacks. Like some have like 6 attacks, right?
Yeah.
7 attacks blessed, 8 attacks when they're going in with like their abilities. Like 16 attacks, like that's just counter bait, and you would potentially just kill yourself doing that, right?
Yeah.
Now attacking with that many dice, it doesn't matter as much. The counterplay is less. You are going to take a bit of damage, don't really care, you've got like 30 plus wounds, and then you just mint something. They've got strong, interesting abilities. Like
they've got, if something
I can see them doing work.
Extra stats, right? Like that's a legitimate good ability.
Yeah, I can see them doing work. Like I like them a lot, and the change to counter makes them so much better. So much better.
Sure. So
Dispossessed. Yeah, the S tier, like, let's be fair, like, they're incredibly niche, right? Because they can't kill anything without...
Yeah, well, I mean, their allies can kill things, which is kind of the point, right?
But they completely dominate the objective space. There's nothing you can do about it, right? Unless you're Iron Jaws. Iron Jaws can you messing them off the board.
Yes.
But I think one faction out of like 60 plus that can like properly shut them down. And even then, it's in a small area. Their thing's on a double as opposed to a triple. They'll still probably win that. They'll still probably win that exchange, right? Long term. They're so good. They're stupidly good.
Right. Slaanesh Sybarites.
Sybarites.
Blitzbrew Homunculi took a hit.
It did.
They're now no longer.
big hit though. It's only 5 points, but that's a big hit.
Yeah, you said we said it's only 5, but if you look at like the Slaanesh Sybarite list, it's like Slake Slash, Vexmore, a Lord of something, whichever one they want, and then like fill out with Bliss Brews. So you got a 10 points increase on Vexmore, you got 5 points increase per Bliss Brew. That warband, if you wanted to take the same thing, is getting 1 fighter smaller. Like you got no thing about it. Previously, previously it would have been an S tier. Just because the Slaanesh Sybarite good stuff list is so good, is it still worth being an S tier though with those hits?
I don't think so. Honestly, I think if you're going a model down, their lists were like what 9-man, 8-man, something based on like how saucy you got with the what you took. It going to an 8-man to a 8-man or a 7-man now, right? Those same lists. That does not hit the same at all.
No,
it just doesn't, right?
It's much more from S to A, probably.
I think so. I think they're still like up there. They're still strong. I just don't think the rest here anymore.
Yeah. All right. Moving on, we have and the ghouls. What are they called?
The Flesheater Courts.
Flesheater Courts. So last time we put Flesheater Courts. Where did we put them? Did we put them in B? No, we put them in C tier.
We C tiered them. Terrible.
Did tier one?
Well, probably. I think the issue with the Flesheater Courts is that they were written off very early. Yes. Because of their changes, and then they've been largely ignored. That's fair. I think there's more to them, but people aren't experimenting with them, so we don't have any data on that, right?
Yeah. I mean, let's put it this way, right? They still have the Skinnikin, who are great, and I still think I've said this forever. I've said this since the Skinnikin came out. Whatever form the best Flesheater Courts list looks like will involve the Skinnikin because their abilities are too good.
They're
not
really
to take.
Good.
Exactly. And I know people hate on the Vargulf, like so much they hate on the Vargulf. But as a piece, I still like it. It answers the thing is it answers a meta question that previously like the meta wasn't there for it to answer, if you get me.
Yeah.
Because it's got that big base and it's really good at just running into a group of like middling things and just taking all the hits and then killing them. They also get new stuff. They get Pigeon Man.
Pigeon Man? Yeah, I forgot about Pigeon Man. Pigeon Man's awesome.
They get Pigeon Man, who is great. His ability is legitimately good, being able to stop someone from critting, right? I think that's what it does for the rest of the game, unless they heal it up.
Yes, yeah, that hits so many things in just the worst places, right? Like Obelisk does, being 4/8, disgusting. 4/4, still disgusting, but like you're not getting those crits off, right? Hrothgorns, even like 5/10 things, right? Vexmore now struggles to kill things because he isn't spiking high. It's good. It's a really interesting control piece. And the guy himself's cheap enough that you can just like not really care.
Yes. I kind of want to put him in B, right? I want to put him at the bottom of B because I think they can do it. It's just we haven't seen anyone do it yet, right? It's kind of like Sylvaneth. Yeah. Everyone's like, oh, on paper, Sylvaneth has all the stuff they need to win an event. And their win rates are fine. It's like 55% or something at my last counting. But they haven't won an event, right? So I think they're there. I think that's fair for them.
I think so too. They've got potential. So I'm up here.
Yeah. So next up is Idoneth Deepkin. They get 2 new guys.
I love these guys.
Icon of the Sea and Storm? Is that right? Something like that?
Yes, Sea and the Storm. The guy of the Sea is like legitimately like amazing. If he survives long enough, he's outstanding. This guy is like 180 points, 3/5, 3/4, fly, movement 6. And his triple is that all Idoneth within 6 inches add 2 to their movement.
It's good.
It's basically WA, but you never roll low. You never roll high either. But it's just WA. It's Idoneth locked WA on a warband that's already movement 6 turn 1. So they're all going to movement 8.
Yeah.
They get around. And then this guy himself, because it affects him as well, he's movement 8 with fly, movement 9 with fly. If he gets into combat, let's assume you bless him with an attack blessing, right? He's a 4/5, 3/4, and then turn 3 comes around. He's now with onslaught. He's a 6 6-3-4 something, right? It becomes an absolute just murder machine on turn 3, stacking like high tide and stuff, right? Like, guy's insane. Icon of the Storm is fine. I don't think it's anywhere near as impressive. But Icon of the Sea actually adds a legitimate damage dealer to Idoneth that they completely lacked before.
Yes. And we've got, on top of that, we got Cyrene, who came out since this has been done. We got Squidward, who is also in the list. We do have the counter changes, even though Deepkin aren't so much affected by the counter change. That's still a thing for them. We squatted them last time, but I think with all of this stuff, their basic guys are still expensive. Like, you can't get around that unless Games Workshop turns around and says, "All right, we're redoing Deepkin."
It would have been nice to see some points changes for the guys, but
it would have. But
I think the move up, they're solid. And I've played them more as well recently, and I've enjoyed them a lot. And they've had more play than I expected. And these changes are just all positives. Big fan.
Right.
It's the Unmade.
The Unmade. It's time. Is it their time?
STL, let's go.
Let's not be silly, guys. They were in C tier last time. They were at the top of C tier last time. That dude, the anointed one?
The blissful one. Yeah, the guy is now shockingly affordable in comparison.
I'm gonna say I'm gonna put my reputation on this. Unmade are going to be one of the Chaos Soup bases of choice.
Ooh, now that's spicy.
Right? Okay. They're basic dudes, 3-inch range, 10 wounds, 65 points. And a net.
10 wounds?
Yeah, the 10 wounds.
Okay.
Right? 3-inch range, 10 wounds, 65 points, net. What more do you want? Blissful one is now way cheaper than he was. So he suddenly becomes affordable as like an off fighter, right? Like not like your main damage dealer, but like a second guy that could run in, kind of like a tiny micro Vanguard, basically, right? He fills that kind of I'm gonna run into something and blitz it role.
He's moving 8, right? So he's shockingly fast. And a 5-4-2-6 is, as I've said many times before, that a 5-4-2 a 5 attack 2-6 profile is the most disgustingly swingy profile in the game. This guy will randomly kill a Slan.
He will. Randomly he could. He totally could. You give him the attack
I've done it. I've done it.
6-4-3-6, then he can't counter kill himself now.
Yeah. And he can also he's got Wrestle or Torment, so he can move and attack after a kill. This is not one of those. It's move and attack, which is incredible. His quad is also incredible. He goes to strength 7.
Yeah.
His attacks 8.
They have everything, right? Unmade are fantastic. What was holding them back, one is the unavailability of the box, and 2 is the fact that Blissful one is so expensive, or used to be.
He was 255 points pre-buff. He's now like...
What was it, 30 points off? 35 points? Something like that?
I think it was like 30 points off. He's like 225 points now.
Yeah.
And that might still sound expensive for a bespoke leader, but he's also movement 8.
Yes, with crit 6 and 5 attacks.
Yeah. He's pretty solid.
I want to put him. I think they deserve.
I'll stake my reputation. I'll say they're B tier, but I'll blame you if it goes wrong.
Sure. Well, if anyone can find anyone at home, if you can find me a box of Unmade for sale, I will buy that box because I'm ready to do this list. It's just I can't find them at all.
Do it.
100 point sheet. I don't think they moved. They were A tier. They are still A tier. They don't care about the counter changes because they were largely running blowpipes or javelins anyway. And that's it.
Yeah, completely agree.
Yes.
Riverblades still. Oh my lord. Riverblades, what's going on? These guys are insane now. Potentially.
They're moving. They're moving around. Yeah, Riverblades got good. So
really
for
good,
people at home,
real fast.
Riverblades used to do. They have an ability called Riverblades. So on a double, they use it. They get +1 move, and in any action that they do, they roll a dice, and on a roll of 2 or more, they get to do 1 damage to a guy in range. Okay, fine. It's not.
It's like amazing. A 9-inch range. It's a long range as well. It's a strong ability.
It is a good ability. It's very good. Now it does 2 damage.
It's now insane.
Which is great.
It's
And
so good.
Everything apart from their chaff units have got cheaper.
Substantially so as well. Like 10, 15 points across the board.
Substantially cheaper. Now, they used to be here, squatted by Games Workshop. They can't be here. They can't be here anymore.
No. This can't be.
I'd say they're better than any of this stuff.
Yeah. I would put them B tier. I would say B tier. And here is out. So their mid-range, I say mid-range, right? Their 10 wound mid-range is now still squishy, but it's T4. The damage is fine. It's range 3 in there, range 2 minimum. The pure floods are now more affordable, which is great for fitting blessings. Their battle trait was always outstanding because it stacks. So they get up to +2 movement when they're moving based on chaining terrain. They're incredibly fast. And now with their Riverblade buff, these guys are like moving around and just popping things off. Like they're harassing chaff, they're popping off weakened things, like nothing. And it hits with a 2+. Right, so they can like, move through a move, or their dart guy, right? Throw 4 darts, then throw a blade, then 4 darts, then a blade. Like that guy's damage is it'll be incredible, absolutely incredible. Just for picking things away, they can stay away effectively, throw their darts, and just fuck around, and they're good. And they can afford more allies, right? Like. Just that 10-point reduction on their leader is enough to squeeze in more things.
Yeah. And I mean, I think you've probably spoken about already. Their hero was always good, like the ability.
Always. Yeah.
So and I think totally they're worth it, aren't they?
As an ally as well, the Seneschal's gotten even better. It was already like a sort of like an off-meta pick for their its Y ability, right? It's already had always had Y, had Fly, it was good in combat. But now it's got Riverblade, which was always it always had it, but was always like overlooked. But now it's like a reliable 4 damage at like 9 inches whilst doing other things. It adds an extra layer to that ally that is worth considering too.
100%.
Big fan of those changes.
I'm happy. I'm so happy that Riverblade's got this. Going from one of the worst warbands in the game to, you know what, we can do it. That's what balance updates is supposed to be.
It's like real bad. Another Corvus Cabal thing where it's like arguably awful to these are actually pretty cool now in one change, and it's so good.
I mean, under the right circumstances, they will rip through Corvus Cabal, but as they are, because
they're faster than them, and they'll just pick them apart.
Yeah, and they get advantage from the counter change.
Yeah, they do, because their best chaff as well was a 4-attack chaff with low damage output.
Yeah.
So now they can attack more freely.
I'm looking forward to that. That's going to be cool. Nighthaunt. So previously we put them in A tier. I think at the time that was a fine place for them to be. I think as the year has basically progressed, people have learned how to play against Nighthaunt. I still think they're fantastic as a warband, so I would want to put them in B tier, basically. They haven't changed. Their gimmicks are the same. They still do what they do very well. It's just people are better prepared to play against them.
I still think as well that they fall into the trap of just being they're too good as allies, right? Like Death's a strong faction to begin with, and they've only gotten stronger, as we'll see later on. Mm-hmm. And these guys are just good allies. You've got like all their best units were always heroes anyway, so you can just take those cool things anywhere. And I think as a faction they're B tier. As allies, they're up there as a S tier. The best allies in Death by far.
Sure. Oh yes, no, I'm forgetting. They got a new guy, a 25 wound resurrect caddy.
Oh, of course. What was he called?
Yes, I'm completely forgetting. I can't remember his name at all.
What did he do?
So his ability is actually relatively minor. It's so minor I can't remember what it is. But what sticks out in my mind is that he's like 130 points and 25 wounds and a hero. And that's what's really, really important. Because if you're looking for the cheapest death caddy that you can bring, it's like 125 point leader of the chain grasp unit. And it's not that good.
Right. Oh, he's got a range attack as well. It's not a full-blown wizard bolt, but it's like...
He does. Yeah.
It's still cheap for like a 2/3, 2/4, right?
Exactly. And his stats aren't that good. Like realistically, his stats aren't that good.
No, but he's speedy as well, right? So
yeah. So that's it, right? True. I think with all of that, I think that guy makes a very good Nighthaunt ally. Is not necessarily a player you'd want to bring in Nighthaunt.
Adds even more power to the already powerful Nighthaunt ally game.
Yes, totally. Right, so next it is Shadowstalkers.
Yes.
Where did we put them? Well, we put them in C tier last time. Basically, nothing has changed for them because their best build still doesn't interact with counter.
No, it's all shooting. Like,
all
had
shooting.
they gotten some changes to their slaughter shades, like some big points changes there or something to make them more affordable, then Count I would have then amplified that even more. But they didn't. So
That's it. They stay there, unfortunately.
yeah, there's just sort of like Wildercorp Hunters, but faster and smaller. They're fine.
Totally. Right, next is Darkoath, like Darkoath. Real Darkoath, yeah. So we put them here in B tier last time with the idea that they're new and that we think they could be pretty good. They've had mixed success, I want to say.
They have. I think people have. Their models are so cool. People have been playing them a lot because they look cool, and that's always a good thing because we get like a lot of data on it. I think they're comfortably B tier. Like they're fine. They're not as bad as the things below them, right?
That's true. Like if B tier, the idea of B tier is that it can go 3-1 in an event, then sure.
Yeah, well, we saw this like at Warcry. Alex from Southampton. He ran Darkoath with the trap of the Wilder Fiend, as many people call it now.
Did he run like a Master Molder as well to make it?
He did. Wild? He Master Molded it as well. I think he went 3-1. He came like 5th overall or something. So
sure.
They have had some pretty high profile success because Warcry is one of the harder events in Europe. So I would say that they're comfortably in that B tier.
Yeah. All right. You get to stay there, Darko. Well done.
Well done.
Well done. You did better. Lumineth Realmlords, we put in B tier last time. Yeah. They haven't changed. They have advantage from the counter change.
Have they though?
Well, their basic guys do, because their basic guys are strength 3.
No, that's true, yeah. Everything benefits at low strength. That's true.
Yeah,
that's
but
true.
you tend to bring, though, it's like the hammer dudes are really good of Luminous.
Yeah, the 3-5-2-4 lads are pretty spicy.
Yeah. And that again gains no bonus from the counter change because they're strength 5, basically. I think they stay where they are recently. I don't see them being better than any of this stuff here in A tier.
The cheap durable chaff is like the biggest straw, right? So yeah.
Like the order that we're putting this stuff in, like it's not an order, right? It's just this is the order that we're doing it in, not the order that it is in. Yes, there are going to be better and worse things, but that's just where we are.
That's a thing for the audience to decide whether they really belong.
Yeah, exactly. Claws of Karanak, bigger buffs.
Massive. Oh my god, I'm so happy.
5-point blood whelps is what we got.
They're so good.
I wouldn't call them good. I would say
no.
I would say they're much cheaper now.
They've went from unplayable because it's not just that, right? The Hound of Wrath is 150. That's crazy good. The Pack Lord's 185. That's insane. Like everything's went down by at least 10 points. Some of it's down by 20. Right? Like their stuff is so much more affordable. You can fit in like an extra model easily into just a 1 box, right? Possibly 2 models in a 1 box. Everything is more takeable, and their pack hunt ability got slightly better.
So they've
restrictions removed from it, right?
The agile restrictions. So now anybody can activate anybody.
So like the Pack Lord can now be moved can be activated on a double by anything.
Yes.
And it's still not like Skinner King level of powerful, but we all know how good Inspiring Presence is. And like Pack Lords are no joke. Hound of Wraths are kind of at 150, they're no joke.
Range 3 blood whelps are good, legitimately.
Yeah.
They are like on 5-10 wounds, 75 points. Sure, it's not the 65 points that thing I may get, but they're still good.
They are. Even Brutalizers, right? Brutalizers inching ever closer to 100 points.
Yeah.
Becoming very close to being just like the hyper fast equivalent of a Ard Boy, right? Like 15 wounds, movement 5, 4-4-2-4, super aggressive stat line, but toughness 3 to really rein them in. Like for what, 110 points, I think they were now, 105 points. They're good. They're not squad anymore. Dare I say,
they're better than all of this stuff.
They are. Like, dare I say they're like either high C tier or like pushing potential low B tier.
You think they can go 3-1 at an event?
Maybe not.
I think
Not
that's pushing it slightly too much.
They're getting there though. They're definitely more playable, which is
Yeah,
these are substantial changes to a terrible warband.
they are. I mean, their problem is that their abilities are still kind of pants, right? Like you got Fire Breath off of the dog, which is pretty good. They've got Might Makes Right also on Pack Lord, which is fine. And I've always said the Pack Lord is kind of decent because when you look at it offensively, his stats are the same as a clawback, and people like bringing clawbacks. It's just Pack Lord doesn't have 35 wounds and the clawback does, but it is substantially cheaper. And who knows, maybe with Vexmore going up in points by 10, I know it's not a massive amount that it's gone up by, but I think it does open up the door for other Chaos heroes to stick their
He's
toe.
now 185 points for a 5.525.
Yeah. 22 wounds or 20? I can't remember.
He's 20, sadly.
Yeah.
But he's also moving 5 though. He's fast as well. So he's fast, he hits like a truck. He's now cheap enough that you could actually bless him with like +1 damage. And he's still about the same price as he was pre-buff.
Sure.
Like he's good. He's really solid. And the Hound of Wrath as well, being 150, 5.424, movement 7, 18 wounds, is good. Like,
yeah. Sorry, so they're no longer squatted. Maybe next time someone might surprise us and like top an event. I don't know. We can push it.
Maybe let's get more. Let's call for more buffs. Even
more
better.
Buffs. More buffs.
More buffs.
More buffs. Right. So Siege Demons, we put them in C tier last time. I've been dabbling with Siege Demons this year. Everyone seems to be dabbling with Siege Demons, right? Like everyone and their mother has played Ethelyn.
Everyone jumped in recently. That's true.
Yeah, I think they are solidly C tier. I think I could have done better. Like realistically, I could have done better. When was it? June? Yeah, in June I could have done better with them.
I think the issue with Siege Demons is that as the skill base of the community gets higher, as people's like skills get higher, the gotcha tricks that Siege Demons have, like their splits, like Ethelyn, get less impactful because people just get better at dealing with it. And at a competitive level, like people are, especially now they've been used so heavily. People know how to deal with splits, right? People like it's like even if you give them spite so they can always split, they still can't always split, right? You can still kill them in ways to prevent that. And then that's their main trick is gone. Ethelym's great, but Ethelym is great everywhere. So Siege Demons don't necessarily benefit massively from its inclusion. They're fine.
Sure. All right, we'll keep them in C. I think that's fair for them. So next up, we have Cypher Lords. They are another C tier warband that we had. I think they stay there. They had a minor boost from counter.
Yes, the counter buff is substantial because all their guys have 4 attacks minimum, right? And the guys don't die as much, and they're fine. Like teleports are always strong, and Cypher Lords have one of the best teleports. Mm-hmm. And they can still teleport the Hell Pit. They didn't nerf the Hell Pit.
They didn't nerf the Hell Pit.
They still teleport the Hell Pit.
That's funny. That's really funny, actually.
I completely forgot about it, and I love it. Keep on forgetting about it. We'll keep on teleporting the Hell Pit. It's a fun
Someone's
list.
got to take it in competition to start with, and they have to win a competition to notice.
It's a 6-man. It's too small. It's a 6-man list. If Games Workshop were to forget that you could do that and make them cheap enough, you could take 7-man. That list becomes like actually legit. At 6-man, it really isn't. At 7, it's actually insane.
Maybe sometime in the future.
Overlook this forever.
Is it possible? Is it the leader that has the teleport?
The leader and their second in command can do it.
So, here's a thought. Find the cheapest chaos suit place you can find. Ally in the leader and then take a Hell Pit. You don't need to run it within Cypher Lords.
Yeah, that's true. It's only what like the Hell Pit's what like 400. You're talking about like a 600 point plus combo here.
Yeah. Well, like think about something like Tarantula Spood, right? Their lead is 185, something like that, and their basic chuds are 50.
Okay.
Right. Ally in the leader and a Hell Pit, and then what if you've got Resurrect for the spiders off of the Tarantula Spood leader? You got Teleport for the Hell Pit off of the Cypher Lords guy. You get Scutland Symbiosis for the spiders as well. You don't get the really good spider battle trait, but it may give you enough guys to be able to do what you want to do.
The shocking thing is that list is still only 6 man. It's exactly 1,000 points. Is Thrallmaster, Broodmaster, Abomination, and 3 Swarms. It's exactly 1,000 points.
All right, maybe not then. Well, I mean, yeah, maybe 6 man, but at least you can bring back the swarms back to life. Like that's a thing.
It's true. And as well, because of the whole monsters taking up a whole deployment as well, that you can deploy your Hell Pit and it can get to anywhere on the board because you can teleport. Because the Cypher Lords' last buff, last FAQ, got a buff that made their teleport board wide and removed Holy Within. You can pull that Hell Pit from anywhere and put him practically anywhere. It's crazy powerful. So maybe that list alone, it makes them C tier, right? Like monsters are already strong. Teleporting a Hell Pit, that's worth something. Sure.
All right, well, enough of that silliness. Horns of Hashir, we put them in A tier last time. I think they're still worth A tier. They won in June.
They did.
They won at UK Games Expo. They've always been good. Bright Flame Hunters are always good. Shafterers are still good even with the nerfs.
Has a warband been nerfed as much as Horns of Hashut and failed to actually be nerfed substantially enough to take a hit to the actual placings, right? They might be.
They were S tier. Remember, Horns were the best warband in the game.
But it took 3 rounds of nerfs to get them from S tier to like A tier.
Yeah, that is true. That's very true.
Like these guys are incredible, apparently, and they are. Like they're still up there. They're still getting wins. They're still incredibly powerful.
Yeah.
So A tier is very, very,
I think,
apt for them.
Yes. Right now, Skaven were up here.
Fucking Skaven. God damn it!
All Rat Ogres up by 10 points. Packmasters up by 5, so they can't be resurrected anymore.
Despite Packmaster change, I love it.
The only way it could be worse is if they put them to 71 points. Like that's it.
Yeah.
The only thing they could have done.
I would have paid John Bracken to do that. Make the only model in the game that isn't a multiple of 5. Make it a Packmaster. Piss everyone off.
Yeah. Is it enough to knock them off S tier?
No, honestly, I think that these changes here impact like the. Yes, it's the most taken and arguably the most competitive list, right? It's also like the most basic list. People have been running Skaven in all kinds of ways. They've been experimenting beyond the boringness of double ogre spam, right? Like, this hits that list. It hits nothing else. And they've got new Bladeborn, right? They've got on top of like objective control, Scabic, resurrecting in battle trait, and as Bladeborn, they now have teleports. Why? Why?
Yeah, I mean, at least they learned their lesson, and Tick is not 70 points.
True, yeah. Oh my god. Imagine Tick being revivable on the board edge. God,
he is. He's revivable already within the faction, right? But you have to take them to do it.
It's not a free revive, right?
Yeah, there's all sorts of problems with it. Go on. You know what? I think you're right. The big thing that made Skaven such a nightmare to deal with was just the raw numbers that Rat Ogres put on the table, right?
Yeah.
And they have Packmasters, and Packmasters can make Rat Ogres even better. And then you can resurrect the Packmasters, which makes them even better, right? Like that's what makes them so difficult to play against. I played other variants. I played like massive Slaughter variants, all sorts of things. And yeah, they're still a really good warband, but they have weaknesses when you're playing the other variants. It's a bit like we were talking about Corvus Cabal, right? How they're really, really good at what they do, but there are clear weaknesses to them. So yeah, maybe they stay there at S tier, and then we'll just see what happens.
I think their toolbox is too vast.
Yeah,
they've got an incredible selection of Bladeborn now as well, and like even if you look at the tunnel pack and go, they're too expensive, right? They're like 205, 225 points for the big guys, right? They're too expensive. Tick alone as just a throwaway thing, like 75 points. He runs out 12 inches, turn ones, and just like fucking seppukus and blows up in your face. Put D3 damage in a big old bubble. That's just fun. It's one, it's fun, but two, it's not bad, right? And of course they can all teleport. So Tick can teleport. The other guy, the 80-point guy, he can teleport.
Yes.
And teleports are strong, really strong. And there's no real there's not massive restrictions to this teleport. Like, it's not like a full board wide one, but it's less. There's less of a. There's no enemy restrict. You can be next to things when you appear. You can be next to things. No,
good enough. No, I agree. Like the
great.
tunnel pack are a great addition to Skaven.
No, they really are. Although
we'll see. I think their easiest playstyle has taken a hit.
That 100-point guy for 8 wounds is hilarious, though. Has he got the lowest wounds in the game for a guy with 100 points? Because that's putting Cypher Lords to shame for that would count.
Maybe.
Like, I think they're too good. I don't think you can drop them any lower, despite their nerfs.
Yeah. All right. Cool. Gorger Mawpack, we had them in C tier last time. Nothing's changed about them, really.
No, they're fine. If you've got no treasure missions, they're a lot more oppressive. With treasure missions to become, you've got like builds very specifically for them and stuff. That is fine.
Definitely.
Yeah, well, yeah.
Snakes. Snakes have the best net in the game still. Where did we put them last time? I think we put them in C tier last time. Yeah, there's like a whole bunch of stuff we put in C tier, basically because we can't really use the argument that just because one character is good doesn't make the entire warband good. So,
but I think Splintered Fang have actually seen more play because their chaff is so cheap, right? Like they've got 65.10 wound toughness 4 chaff.
Sure.
So for like ally carries, you've people like to ally in the Trueblood. You don't need to do that. He's in factions. You take him regardless. You don't have the ally tax. Boom, take him in there. You take some cool allies and there's a bunch of interesting choices now, and then just stack a bunch of clear bloods. Take 2 True Bloods, you're fine. Like the True Bloods, you can
do that. You can do that playstyle with anyone though, right? Like any 65-point base warband.
Yeah, but you're also paying a tax. You have to pay the hero tax in that faction, right? Like if you're taking a cheap hero, you're still paying that tax. The Splintered Fang don't have that tax.
Sure. I mean, I still don't think they're going to go 3-1 by themselves in the event. But
no, I think they've got potential to be B tier.
You think they've got potential? Okay.
I think so.
Just for you, I'm putting them at the bottom of this.
We are still factoring allies to some degree, right? So I think these guys could be B tier, and as well, like a bunch of their guys have got 4 attacks, right? Even their snakes are 5 attacks. Their chaff has 4 attacks. Their mid-range
snake are way too expensive, though. They're way too expensive.
But they're all buffed by the counter change.
Yeah, but they don't need it because they've got poison attack on a double. They just win on 3s.
That's true, but also their reaction is just better counter. So they also dodge the counter nerf.
Yes.
See, there's all kinds of things. They've
got the same counter as Treasures. They got the if your opponent misses, do 2. Is that what they got?
For each hit roll of a 1 or 2, do 2 damage. So it's like if you hit roll a 3, I guess. Yeah, it's better than counter in most cases. So they've got. I think they're B tier. Personally.
All right, I'm going to put them at the bottom of B tier because I'm not super convinced.
Not fully convinced, but yeah.
I'm not super convinced. Yeah. Right. Next we have Vulkyn Flameseeker, not Vulkyn Flameseekers. Yeah, Vulkyn Flameseekers, right?
Yes.
No.
Yes, because the other ginger dwarf is a fire slayer. So I think this is meant to be Vulkyn Flameseekers.
Sure.
I think.
Okay, that's fine. Flameseekers. We put them in B tier last time because they're still good. We know they're good.
Yes. Well, they've had a fair amount of success, right? They've came 3rd and 4th at UK Games Expo. I think the topped an event as well recently.
Yeah. Oh, dog is cheaper.
Dog is cheaper. Dog is cool because Dog gets buffed by the change to counter because he's got a lot of attacks. Dog at 95 points is legit. That's a good piece. I already like the Dog a lot. At 95 points, the Dog is almost a one-off. Right, he's good enough just to take for a whip carry. We know that Sireni works amazingly with these guys. Sireni and the Squid fill all kinds of gaps in Flameseekers. The Thane gets better because counter doesn't hit him as much. He's like a 5 attack blender, right? So like a lot of their stuff is just now buffed by counter, and nothing got worse. And they got a better. Their battle trait disproportionately gets better now as well because the Dog's cheaper to take, so you can take more Dogs. I think they're in B tier currently, right? Like,
yeah, I think they're fine where they are. They're totally fine.
Definitely top of B tier, poking insane high in A tier, but not quite. Right?
No. This is all okay. Right, Jade Obelisk. Last time we put them in the top of C tier. Bloody Jade
hate
Obelisk.
Jade Obelisk.
You hate them. I love them.
I've tried them a few times, and they
So have I.
don't vibe with us. They're just Vulkyn Flameseekers, but worse in every way. And
Cool.
people can argue that, and they did argue that for like, the early days of Flameseekers. Oh, the Jade Obelisk are just as good. They're not. They're shit, and you know they are.
Fine, I like it. Like, they have the numbers. The thing is, they still have one of the most point-sufficient damage dealers in the game.
They do.
They have to pay that stupid hero tax, and like they're so close. Like that hero is totally throwing them off. Like if you could take the other guy, the Obelisk bearer as your hero, then you'd be fine.
Yeah, he's great. He's
Yeah,
really
he's fantastic good. For 100 points, 120, whatever it is.
God, yeah.
I think they're fine. I think they're still here. I think there is a good Jade Obelisk build in there somewhere. I don't think they're as bad as people give them credit for, but you know, I think they're okay.
Yeah, I think there's a lot of redundancy in the list as well. Like the fact they've got like Desecrators and Defacers, and they both kind of just fill the same role, but they also kind of fill the same role as the Obelisk bearer. It's like, come on now. There's like 5 or 6 entries in there that are all the same kind of guy. Yeah, and their abilities are wordy and clunky, and no one knows how Stone Warp works. Like on the first read, like they're very silly. They're a silly warband.
Yeah, I think they're still at the top of C tier, right? Like I know we say, oh, B tier can they go 3 and 1, but like if we're putting these guys in B tier, Flesheater Courts, just on the basis of I think they could do it. Like you know, like I think this is okay.
Yeah, they're not squatted. Like I think that'd be unjust to put them that far down. They're not in B tier though. They're not like brushed up with Flameseekers.
Definitely not. Right, so Wildercorp Hunters, they were up here because this is on the strength of crossbow build. Okay.
Yes.
Crossbows.
They've just lost the whole model on that build.
They've lost the whole model.
So they've gone from an 11-man list to a 10-man list?
No, I don't think you could ever do.
So I did the maths. I did the maths, okay? And the list that I could put together was 11-man, but you only had 9 crossbows. Yeah, it was basically the leader, a dog, and 9 crossbows. You can't do that now because you've got to cut a whole crossbow. Yes. So you can still be 11-man because you can just take another dog and make it different.
But the strength of that list is in the raw amount of crossbows that you can take.
Yeah, we've only got 8 crossbows now, which is still a lot of crossbows, to be fair. It's a lot. But it does hurt them, right? You're still dropping a whole crossbow. And
is this enough? Is my question.
I don't know. I know the list works, right? Like I'm aware the list works. Like I just don't care for it. Like I just don't care for it. Like it's an issue, but it is very much you are getting diced issue, right? Like the more 6s they roll, the better. And neither of you have any control of that, bar rolling more dice. You are losing dice, right? You're losing like 8 dice a turn over 4 turns. That's a chunk of dice you're losing out on.
Just compounds as your guys die, right? Like
they're still going to be a pain in the dick to deal with, basically.
Do you still think they're S tier?
Probably. Annoyingly, like the counter change does nothing to them. Like they were just shooting you anyway. Like they lose a crossbow, but like their model count stays the same because they're Wildercorp. Who cares, right? Yeah, it's very true. Like you could even like. You could even not even take dogs. You could just replace those 2, the crossbow that you cut, right, with like 2 hatchet throwers, and you're still fine. There's still enough points wiggle room there that you can always hit 11 and always have enough ranged guys to fuck with people.
Yeah, unless you'll go up to like 110 or something.
Yeah, they're just annoying, right? They're very annoying. And I think like you'd have to like if you want to change them substantially, you would need to like really crank up the points of those crossbows. At that point, people will then likely just start playing Khainites and doing the same thing.
Sure, they're not as bad as Khainites, right? Because they still have a lot of additional abilities that you can use.
They do. That is true. But yeah, they're still a problem, I think. It helps, but I don't think it helps enough to like prevent their oppressive crossbow spam. Sadly.
Okay, cool. Right, so next up is Cruel Boys. So we put Cruel Boys in B tier last time. Other lists have put them in A tier. For good reason.
Yeah.
Because they got Pop Grot, Stab Grot, they got the very good reaction. They got their basic Cruel Boys, which are great. They've got the Bolt Boy boss as a great like piece
he's fantastic.
For if you're going to play Destruction Soup, all of this stuff. But Pop Grot, Stab Grot got nerfed. our big gut, whatever he's called. What's he called? Not big gut.
Gatlord.
Gartlord got nerfed.
Got nerfed as well. Who's
Morbok and the brute boss got nerfed as well. And I get why, not because of Iron Jaws, but because they are one of the best allies you basically see across Destruction Soup. So there's a general nerfing of Destruction Soup.
It hits Cruel Boys as like the premium soup of destruction. All this hits their viability. I think it might knock them down potentially.
Does no, I totally do. I totally think it does, because with Pop-Rots and Stag-Rots going up by 5 points apiece, you can't afford those blessings anymore. You can't afford that extra fighter that you would have, plus all the nerfs from the guys that you're bringing in. Like overall, in a standard Cruel Boys Destruction Soup list, you probably lost like 50, 60 points worth of stuff.
Yeah. No, that is a big blow on them. They're still strong. They're still really strong. They've got a bunch of good stuff in faction. Like Gut Rippers are still outstanding. That hasn't changed.
Yeah, their reaction is still fantastic.
Yeah, they've still got a lot of play in them, but it might pull them down a little bit. But can they still 3-1? Definitely. So I think they definitely qualify for the B tier there.
Sure. Good. Good. Oh, B tier. I think that would stop with B tier. Like, I would want to play any of these before I played Cruel Boys, because
I think there's potential. It could go as the meta evolves again. They might move into A again, because maybe the changes weren't as impactful as we thought. But there's also, as we'll get to later on, a new contender for Destruction Soup as the base.
Is that
in Gits?
Gits, maybe. We'll look at Gits.
We'll get that in a bit, but Gits have got some crazy changes.
Gits have. I want to put them at the bottom of A tier, right? Because I still think they're good. I just don't think that the list will be as good as it used to be.
Yeah.
So next up, Flesheaters.
Yeah.
We put them in C tier. Is that where we put them? Yeah, we put them in C tier because they're not as good as Vulkyn Flameseekers. Is basically what we said.
Yeah, like they're just not. They're not it, right? They're just boring as well. They're boring. They're awkward to work with, and their main play style, from what I understand, is reaction control. That got directly nerfed. So their toughness 5 chaff is nowhere near as effective for dealing damage now, because counters crap. Like, they've only gotten worse, basically. But they're not squad by any means. But they haven't gotten better. They're not going up to B tier, I don't think. They stay comfortably in C.
Yeah, I think that's fine. Noble Mortals.
Oh, it's time.
They got good. I thought they got good. So their basic guys. The weird thing about Noble Mortals is that their basic guys are actually well pointed for the stats that they have. It's just that the stats that they had in a Gutlord Rat-Ogre centric meta weren't particularly useful, because those 25 wounds would just disappear. Yeah. But they now have a very fun double on a very fun ability on a double. And their Lord of Plagues, Lord of Blights, and the leader of the whatever they're called are now cheaper by 10 points.
Yeah, I mean, the Harbinger of Decay, right? Is that the guy on the horse who has that amazing quad that just shuts down everyone's abilities for like a whole turn?
Yeah, he was too expensive to begin with. We're talking about the guy with the 7-inch super aura.
Yeah, he's like, he got like a 30-point decrease. He's incredibly cheap now.
Yeah.
But yeah, all the other guys become very effective, and that double, oh my god! I think a lot of people. I think on first read, people will look at them and go like, "What the? It does fucking on a double? It does what?"
Yeah.
However, I don't think it'll be as impactful for its damage as people might immediately think. But I'll let you touch on that, because you are the resident Rotbringer lover.
Yeah. Well, I mean, the thing is, there's massive opportunity cost using that double, right? Yeah. So yes, it lasts until the end of the turn, but it's like any one of those other abilities that is like, on a 6-inch range, everything around me is at -1 damage or something, right? It's like those kind of abilities, in that you have to use it first, and then it relies on your opponent attacking into your guy to be able to do the damage. So you telegraph it to begin with, and then you have to use a double on it. And the guy who does it uses first. Now, what is it great at? It's great at you saying, okay, I'm going to this objective, And if you want to pump me off this objective, you're gonna do damage to yourself. That's what it's great at doing.
It's also great for just ramming into their big thing, right? Like if they've got like a Vexmore, Gutlord, he may no longer exist anymore, but you ram them into those guys. Do they really want to disengage and then not do anything that turn?
Do you want to waste an action or?
Yeah, they're probably just going to attack you anyway. And then if they do, like, cool, they might crit and do like 40 damage to you, right? And then they take potentially 30 back and then also die.
Yeah.
So it puts a lot of pressure on your opponent to go like, do I actually want to risk killing myself doing this? And the answer is often no, which means that they're not going to attack you, which is fine. Your guy just stays alive then. Or they're going to back off and then not attack you, but they've wasted resources to do that. And that's all good stuff.
It is good stuff.
Do the damage pop off all that much unless your opponent is a complete novice.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Or unless you're intending to maybe die. But like still, it's a fun ability. It changes it's much better than that old discharge ability, which was just like
of course,
random little vomit attack that did next to nothing.
Yeah.
Right.
I think the most impactful thing about this warband is gonna be the Lord of Plagues going down to what is he, 160 now or something? 170?
He's like 160, yeah. The guy's insane. He's always good. He's even better now.
He's even better, yeah. Well, because with Vexmore going up by 10 points, so it's like Vexmore goes up by 10 points, then you pay the 30 points or whatever for his attack pressing. Suddenly he's at like 190 compared to 160 point Lord of Plagues, who realistically, you look at Lord of Plagues stats, like he's a tank.
He's 32 wounds. Like 32 wounds. You can make him unattackable on a double now, right? Like you make him immortal on a double, and then he hits hard. 3-5-3-5 is a respectable profile.
It's a great profile. So I think the thing is, I think that they're better than anything here as C tier.
Yes.
Do I think they can go 3-1? That I don't know, because fundamentally, ultimately, even that's the word I'm looking for. Their warband hasn't changed except got a few points breaks in terms of the amount of models that they can wield, right? So there's still going to be like 6-7 models. That's basically what they're going to be. But that double is potentially massively impactful. And I don't know is the answer.
Yeah, and I think it's worth putting them in B tier because people have been experimenting with the Robbringers recently, pre-changes.
Yeah.
With these changes, like they're all buffs, let's be fair. And that double has the potential just to mind game people. And I think it's always fun, right? You've got a lot of weird plays with that. So I think B tier is a safe bet with the potential to move them back down again if they don't pan out.
Yeah, we'll come back to this whenever the next update is. Hopefully not next year.
Next week, new patch.
Next week. Yeah. Ossiarch Bonereapers. I believe we put them in B tier last time. Is that what we did? No, we didn't. Where did we put them? Oh, we put them in A tier last. Yeah, totally. Yeah, we put them in A tier last time. The counter change is actually bad for these guys.
A little bit. They've got their own reaction. It's okay. I think it's crit based, right? But like
no, their own reaction is it's like if none of your opponent's dice crit, it does 6 damage. Is that right?
No, it's if all of their attacks miss.
Oh, if all their attacks miss, oh, that's even worse.
Yeah, like because you would kind of want a counter-based reaction to punish high volume attack stuff, but Deathly Prowess is the opposite.
Yeah.
So that's not great. So the sort of the reaction control sort of like took a bit of a hit.
Mm-hmm.
They're undeniably good, right? The Stalkers, the Morghasts, they're all fine, right? They're all like solid, bigs and smalls, all in faction kind of stuff. But like they don't seem to go anywhere. They don't seem to actually achieve anything at events. They don't seem to top events, right? They do okay, but they don't top things. They're not like the premium.
I don't think they're good enough for A tier anymore.
Maybe.
I think they get knocked down, basically. Yeah, they got numbers, and they have sturdy numbers, which is totally what they have. And then they can add in, if they wanted to really lean into that, they can ally in a Nighthaunt hero, and then that Nighthaunt hero gets resurrected. You can ally in the new one, because it's fairly cheap, which is fine. Yeah. But then all you really have is a warband that's big and bulky. but that's it. They have no abilities internally unless you're going to do something crazy.
Yeah, they're all like movement, like charge or charge adjacent, right? Is their whole shtick.
Yeah.
And they just feel like bad Soulblight, like worse Soulblight Gravelords.
They are worse. No, they totally are worse. No one can be as good as Soulblight Gravelords because they're a fan favorite.
They are. That is very true. Maybe B tier them. That may be controversial, but I think
sure.
they exist.
All right.
They're good, but
Ogor
they're not
Kingdoms,
like
they were in S tier. Dark Lords got hit. Did Crushers get hit? I can't even remember. Did Crushers?
They did. It was Gut Lords, Crushers, and Noblars, and I think it was Bushwhacker from the
Bushwhacker, yeah. Basically, Noblars of all types, Crushers, and the Gut Lord.
They're not they're not like tiny changes. Like Noblars, again, like 5 points is small, but these are things that are spammed, right? So you take a lot of Noblars. Bushwhacker going up by 15 points is a substantial increase to a very common chaff. And 10 points on Crushers and Gut Lords, especially when Tyrants also went up in the last patch.
Yes.
A lot of their really big heroes are now getting difficult to take.
Yeah, they are. They are, right. And I think so. The point is, like, my problem with Ogres was always that the warbands they were making were too big, right? They could bring 3 Ogres, and then they could bring a whole bunch of Noblars and still like put 8 men on the field.
Yeah.
When all those points values go up, and it's like, okay, it's not 8 and 6, that's a way different prospect. Like, anyone can take on just 3 Ogres by themselves, but when it's 3 Ogres plus a whole bunch of dead activations, then it's a problem.
Yeah, no, I think that they might go down to A tier.
Yeah.
They're still like the premium Smash faction, but definitely. But these are big hits to their number game, and that was the real reason they were able to be played competitively, was because their numbers were high enough to compete. Plus their insane damage. But insane damage is avoidable if you don't have numbers, because you can just stay, activate them. So
that's totally it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sorry, Ogres.
Get down there.
Oh, where'd they go? Noble Demons was the next one. We put them in B tier last time, and I think they stay there, but they got new toys.
They got new toys, and I like their toys. Specifically, I like Squat. Squat is my favorite model in the whole game.
Like Squat. Is Squat the fly?
He's a 55-point fly who can actually fly, and if he rolls too good, he dies. He squats too hard and dies.
He squats too hard, yeah.
But the new stuff is really good, though. The whole the game long counter. What was it? Critical hit buff with the growing infection cycle counter thing is really interesting. It's very affordable because to give you you get the dice back, right? So if you've got a high enough double, like a double 6, you can use this double on every single model for the whole turn, because it can never fail, right? So you can buff your whole warband every single turn slowly, making their crit more and more impactful.
It's sharpening the blade, man. That's what you're saying.
Yeah, they're really cool, and then you can potentially stack all of that into one guy with some restrictions. Like, they're cool.
Yeah,
they're super cool. I like
them
a lot.
If I was playing Noble Demons, I'd totally play them.
So. Yeah, I can't remember how much Plague Bearers are now, but I think some of these new Plague Bearers are actually cheaper than Plague Bearers.
Are they 55? I think 55 or 60, something like that.
A standardized Plague Bearer is 60 points.
60 points.
And for example, Splunge, love the name, it's 55, and is basically just a Plague Bearer with less crit but more flat damage, right? So,
but that's fine because you can only take one of him.
Yeah, they're cool. And their names, who doesn't want to say, I'm going to activate Maggoty Stroog? Yeah, I mean, let's go. Or Bug-Eyed Drip Terrace. What the They're great, man. They're so cool. They might not be competitive because of the whole growing infections thing is very slow.
Yeah.
But I like them. I think they're still a premium chaos warband because they're chaff are cheap, they're durable. They haven't gotten any worse. And they've gotten some new stuff, and that new stuff's fun.
Yeah,
so
exactly.
Yeah. Good.
Right, Questor Soulsworn. I think we put them in B tier last time.
S tier now.
They're
I
totally
love
not.
Quest. I love this. I love Questor Soulsworn.
I know we all love them, but they are not doing well at all.
They aren't.
They have 35% win rate as of my last thing.
So I'm going to go on a limb and say it's largely a skill issue, but
well, I mean, maybe
they're too trigger happy. So like, their whole thing now is their battle trait, which makes up some like stack abilities, and that's really fun. People do that, and I do that because it's hilarious. I'm well aware that is not the best way to run Questor, because it's all your eggs in one basket, and then it fails, and then you can't do anything else for the rest of the turn, and it's all sad. There's definitely a degree of they're a hard warband to use, and unfortunately, like we've said on Wild Days before, that a difficult warband to use, no matter how good they are, theoretically, will not do well at tournaments because you have the brain drain, right? You will eventually fuck up, and then it'll cascade, and then you lose a bunch of games because you're not as sharp as game one. And I think they fall into that trap as well, and like they're fine. Like I enjoy playing them in one-off games. Competitively, I don't think you can take them and expect to do well.
I want to put them here in C tier.
Maybe. That hurts. My soul.
I know it hurts. It hurts so much. Like Quest started on such a high. There were so many good players playing them, and they were having some decent success. But then they kind of fell through the floor when odors started being prevalent, all this kind of stuff up here.
Yeah, the dice, like if they all had if they all had 25 wounds.
Sure.
Like all
If they all had 30 wounds, they'd be fine.
Well, Stormcast heroes all have 25 wounds.
Sure.
These guys
But you couldn't get them in for the points, right? Like it would be.
You could just justify it by saying we decided to do that, right? Like
sure.
It's fine.
Oh, and they also suffer massively in Gnarlwood missions because they're all heroes.
Oh God, yeah. In Gnarlwood, Jesus, yeah, they all just the points you will bleed in those missions is comical.
Yeah. Okay. All right. The C tier is where they go along.
Pyregeists
used to be squatted by Games Workshop. This is where they were, but
my God,
they got huge buffs.
Real on many levels. So good.
So they have a reaction now.
Finally.
Which apparently they forgot, and now they have a reaction. I don't know where that came from, but they have a reaction.
It took a long time, but it's there now.
It's a good reaction. It allows you to do suicide ghosts, which is really funny.
Also, disproportionately more powerful in this. If this came earlier in their lifespan, this would have been fine, but like largely overlooked for counter. In this update, it coming in now, it's way better than it would have been. Because counter's worse.
Yeah. Well, what it allows you to do is guarantee pyre tokens, right? Because your opponent attacks you, you die, you place the token because they get cremated, and then you instantly have a guy in range of a pyre token. Unless they have another action and they run away, but then they're wasting that action to run away from your pyre token. So you've got like area control, you've got damage, like it's there.
You don't. I'm going to burst your bubble. So it has to be placed directly under your model, and it's only got a 1-inch range.
Yeah.
So like your base is too big. Like your bases are pretty large in Pyregeists. They'll be out of range, I think, of the pyre token.
It'll be fine.
It'll be fine. Now the real strength of Immolation is that it activates your battle trait, which is already an outstanding battle trait.
Your battle trait is good.
Get free wild dice. So as you die, you trigger your battle trait more. You get more wild dice to make more of a comeback, and their abilities are quite strong.
The abilities are good. Yeah.
And they've got Calthea's triple, but arguably better. From a certain lens, right? Like their damage goes up. They've got they can make more tokens. Their abilities are great. And then when you look at the units, they're all cheaper.
They are cheaper. Yeah. Which ghosts? There was one they didn't buff.
Their leader, who was already fine.
The leader's already
was
fine.
Great.
Yeah.
But the Bale Guard,
they are cheaper. They're totally cheaper. I don't know if I've said this already because we've been recording for like an hour and a half. But one of the things that I noticed is that if you look at all of like those 90 to 120 point pieces in Bespokes, that's basically what Games Workshop touched in this update.
Yeah.
So all those things that were like 145 points with 10 or 12 wounds are now no longer 140. They're like 120 points, 110 points.
Yeah.
And I think that's a direction that Games Workshop are going in, saying, okay, this is what a 100-point freighter looks like. We cannot get away with making a 145-point freighter 10 routes or 12 routes. Because it just won't work. No one will play them because they get splattered.
No, and like when you look at the Pie Guys in particular, those Balefire Guard are like now for 115, they're like 2-5, 2-4, range 2, toughness 5.
Yeah, that's not bad.
12 wounds. Like, they're not hard boy levels of durable, but they're faster. They've got fly. They've got more range. They've got more strength. Like, they're pretty solid.
They're not bad.
Especially when you can buff their attack to a 3-5. They were unplayably bad at one point. And I think they've got potential now to climb the ranks a bit.
Sure. We'll put them at the top of C because I can see them doing things against half these warbands.
No, I agree. I think from squatter to C, that's a big jump. That's a big.
That's a very big jump. Yeah, that means that you can pull them out and not be like embarrassed to play them now.
Yeah, definitely.
So Slaanesh Demons, they were basically riding high on Vexmore. They got massive. I don't care that Vexmore was nerfed in this case. That counter change, huge buffs to them, massive buffs.
Oh yeah, they become very spicy now.
The contorted epitome, however you want to pronounce it, which before would get countered to death, can now run in and blitz things.
Yeah, 6-3-2-4 at movement 10. This thing just runs in, just blends the fuck out.
It's so good. So I think we put them. Where do we put them? They used to be in B tier. I would hazard a guess and say with all the changes, they go into A because you can run Demonette. How much are Demonettes? Do you know?
75, 4-3-1-4. But they can buff their damage to 2-5.
There we go. I think that's great. They also have Fiends of Slaanesh. The Fiend hero has always been good.
Yeah.
It continues to be good. So
I think they're up there as well. 6 attacks, 2-3 damage as well, fairly cheap and take up. Vexmore is all well and good. You can still take Vexmore.
Take it anyway, right? It's just it costs you 10 points. But what you gain in counter not being as much of a threat to you is massive, I think.
You can blend like crazy, and you have, of course, shared pain. So your own counter, because you're squishy anyway, is unchanged.
Yeah.
Basically, like they're great. No, great. I think ATR is great. They've gotten, despite being nerfed, they've gotten a massive buff.
Yeah, they have. They totally have. Tzeentch Mortals?
Nothing changed with them. I think they're just
nothing changed. They were in C. I think they stay in C. I don't think the counter changes do all that much for them.
No, I think like their chaff has 4 attacks.
Yep.
But I think people have been looking at Tzeentch Mortals more because they finally realized that Zangor are actually really good. And that's because Zangor are really good. But like they're fine overall. Like yeah,
C tier is fine. Same reason Rockmire Creed, they were in C tier. I think they stay in C tier. Nothing's really happened. Counter change, not a massive deal to them.
No, the only thing it helps that their chaff gets better because they've got that 4 attack blendy chaff. But like
sure, but I mean that's not really why you like.
It's not.
They still suffer from being a very early warband, I think, and
sadly,
that's it. Nothing's really happened to them. Next one, Spire Tyrants. Where did we put
them?
They
have one list, and that one list is actually quite good.
Yes, we put them in C tier last time. I think they stay there.
Maybe you could argue a B tier because they do have 65-point nets, and those nets have 4 attacks. That's a buff because of the changes to counter.
Sure.
Potentially,
but Unmade are better.
True, Unmade are staring them down now, and Unmade have more nets and debatably a better hero.
And they're faster, I think they should be. Because I'm
move 4, sadly.
Move 4, okay,
you think they move 5, but they're not. Okay, are they better than Unmade? Bestigo Destroyers exist, and they're great. Like 3-5, 3-6 is a good smashy profile, right?
Fine, but I think the best Spire Tyrant list you can build isn't as good as the best Unmade soup list. The Unmade do Chaos soup better than Spire Tyrants do.
Possibly. Okay, we'll see tier them.
I think that's fair for them. Tarantulas Brood, their best list.
They've only gotten better.
Let's not be silly. Their best list is still A tier, though, 100%. Like
S tier. It's S tier, man. Like they've gotten better. Like their spiders are actually better because they can't be countered.
That's
They can't be
True.
countered, but they survive more. The counter is less effective. They can attack freely and
That's
care less.
true. God, I can't put them in S tier because they can't do treasure. That's the problem.
They can do treasure. You
No,
just
they
gotta
can't.
be
They
awesome.
got 3 treasure guys.
Don't let them die.
Don't let them die. Yeah, sure. Like I think right. A tier I think is fair for them. I think it's more
Fine.
fair. They're up. Their best build is still very good.
Is very good. I'm glad that after 2 years of shouting that Brood are good, they've finally moved from squatted to people accept that they're actually good now.
Yeah.
Finally.
Talk about some buffs though. Goblins.
So many buffs. Jesus, these guys
so
are.
many buffs.
This is so fun. This might not even make them competitive still because goblins are weird, but like just about everything got better. Like their chaff is they've rounded out that all goblins, basic goblin or Noblar or Grot based things are now 50 points across the board.
Yep.
And these guys are now in line with that. Their chaff is now 5 points cheaper. Their big stuff is like 25, 15 points cheaper. Like all their squigs are better. Their bosses are better. Their fanatics are across the board better. Like this is crazy stuff. Even their shooters went from 75 to 60.
Yeah.
Their shooters are incredibly playable now. Like
I think
it's wild.
they jump up here. They jump into B tier somewhere, surely.
Yeah, because they've got great abilities. Like the thing that held back Gloomspite was their points. They were too expensive. You couldn't take all the big stuff and the small stuff because the big stuff was too expensive and the small stuff was awkwardly priced. But their abilities were always great.
Well, even if
They've
the small
now got
stuff
great
was cheap,
abilities
it was
and
just made of paper,
great
and
points.
that was like.
I think that they're worth putting up there. They've had a big leap in playability.
All right, we'll put maybe
sure.
tier somewhere in here.
Also, 50-point nets. Are those the cheapest nets in the game now at 50 points?
They always had the cheapest nets in the game, right?
Even cheaper now.
Even cheaper.
Even cheaper now.
Wow. Yeah, they may become the Destruction Soup warband of choice.
Yeah.
You know what? I'm happier with goblins becoming the Destruction Soup warband of choice because it means that yeah, sure, you can take the good heroes, but the extra stuff is killable.
Yeah, definitely.
And that's basically it. It may well be that people just really jump onto the goblin train and they just use that to negate the points increases of like Gutlord and all that kind of stuff, which is also fine. But yeah, we'll see. We'll see how it goes.
I'm excited. Even if it does mean that Gutlords make another resurgence, at least goblins will be seen, and goblins are the coolest warband to fight.
Yep.
Second to none. They're so fun.
Cool. Right, so next it is the Fireboys.
Ugh, Scions of the Flame.
Scions of the Flame. Like, people love them.
They look nice. They look cool.
They look good.
Like, they've got cheap traffic. That 65-point, really good flail. It's better than the Unmade flail because it's got actual damage on it.
And their leader's good. We know their leader's good.
Their leader's good. Unfortunately, their leader, I think, actually become less appealing because comparable leaders have gotten cheaper and he's stayed the same.
Sure, yeah. Like, you could bring What's-His-Face, our boy from Nurgle Rockbringers now.
Yeah, and also just a Pack Lord, right? The Pack Lord is a 5-5-2-5. This guy's a 4-5-2-6, but the Pack Lord's 15 points cheaper.
And it's got an extra attack. And it's faster, right?
Yeah.
5. Yeah, I mean, they were in B tier last time.
I'd jump between the two ideas. Like, you have to factor in the ally game because they're necessarily not to. But also, like, the only list that works for these guys is taking a Blazing Load and a bunch of feckin' chaff and then filling in allies. And, like, so many things can do that already. And they aren't the best at doing it.
Yeah, there are other things.
Let's be fair. Yeah, I'll accept B tier because I can see them going 3-1, but I'm not happy about it.
Well, neither am I. We'll have that. Stuff we are happy about, though. Tyrannic Cohort.
Bone Centaur.
This is where they were. Bone Centaur, let's go.
Okay, I'm going to call it now, right? Tyrannic Cohort, actually playable, actually good.
Oh, they are.
They are so playable now.
100% they are. They can actually produce wild dice for their ability to require wild dice.
They can. And the Centauri at like 205 points is great. Cycloptians at 125, great. The Prowler didn't even need to be changed. He did. He's now great, right?
Yeah.
Like everything's the whole warband got cheaper. Like,
Is there a
can
B-tier warband now?
yeah, I
Like,
think so. Like,
realistically.
when you factor in as well that their battle trait is already like I would say one of the most interesting and potentially impactful battle traits the game has, plus all these changes. Like you can take a tuned all-in faction list and like rock like 4 or 5 Cycloptians, a Centauri, a bunch of Prowlers, hit an 8-man list. And like these are all like fairly heavy hitting, very fast. They all have charge, remember? Like they're all very fast, high strength, murder hobos.
There's a lot going on in B-tier, actually. This is crazy.
It is. Maybe we're being a bit too
we might
zealous,
be a bit,
but
we might be a bit general, because there's a bunch of stuff we put in the beginning, right? Daughters of Khaine, for example. Like, maybe these guys, because the Flesheater Courts were in C-tier last time. Maybe Splintered Fang.
If we stick to our guns, right? Like, it looks like a lot of B and C is sort of like the fatty middle, right? Like everything's in this fatty middle. There's like less S tiers. We haven't finished the list yet, but there seems to be less S tiers. Well, I don't know. We might be being too generous, but this is like the start of a new meta tier list, right? It's not like
that is true.
It's been established. This is somewhat like going off some vibes, right? I think Try Cohort of all the unplayable warbands that have become good, they are one of the best that's become good.
Yeah.
They've got so much potential, similar to the Riverblades, who went from unplayable to being really good.
Sure. Oh, maybe we go back and we fix a little bit. Who knows? We'll see.
Maybe.
But yeah, they are somewhat like it feels like they're better than a C-tier warband, which means they have to be a B-tier warband. Like that's how it works.
Yeah, the Centauri might even be an ally now, as a weird, fast-moving ally for death for the Eyes of Kakatros potentially.
Sure.
Like, people are dabbling in that already. Right, people are dabbling in that already, and in some places, but now he's just way more affordable. So why not? And he's still a range 3, movement 7, 5/5, 2/5 or something, right? So
yeah, I'm really.
It's pretty good.
Right. Okay. Moving on. So we got Iron Golems. I got a lot of shit for the Iron Golems in S tier, but they have like a 65% win rate
because they're good.
Because they're good. 65%.
They're nothing special.
It's hyper low. So it's less than 65%, but more than 55. Okay. They are still great. They still have the Ogre, which never got hit. They still got the basic chaff, which is great. They have everything that they need.
Yeah, their counter games went down, but they already had an alternate to counter in their defensive reaction. It was always a toss-up. Do you make yourself more durable or do you do damage? Yes. Their damage just went down. So now you're incentivized way more just to stack their defensive buff, so they become harder to kill again in most things.
Sure. But do we put them in
they still have one of the best fucking ogre. As everything else that's killy gets more expensive, their killy thing becomes more
It totally does become better. That's like the crazy thing about Iron Golems, because no one's going to touch their ogre.
No, they're already good. Their battle traits outstanding. So like, just all in faction Iron Golems just do well all the time because they're just good. Maybe not S tier. Might have been overzealous, but they're still great.
I think A tier is fine. Twist Wheel, they got buffs. They were here.
Oh my god, Twist Wheeled. I'm so excited.
I don't think they're B tier worthy. I think they're C tier worthy, sure. I think their buffs are on par with what Thingy got, Pyregeist got.
Yeah, Eruption of Thorns is real good now because it's a shorter range Brute Wrecker ability, basically, which fits with their smaller range in general.
Yeah. And they're a little bit cheaper.
Their ability now these are C tier up until Horde meta comes into play. If Horde meta ever comes into play, Twist Wheeled skyrocket as a counter pick because they are so unbelievably good at killing hordes with their Eruption of Thorns. Everything's cheaper now. They're very blendy. Hordes die in droves. It's Twist Wheeled.
Yeah.
In the current
do they all have Eruption of Thorns? Or is it just one guy?
Most of them do. It might be all of them. I think it could be all of them.
Nice.
Eruption.
Cool. All right. Well, yeah. No, I'm happy to see Toy Squad out of squatted. Like, there's a marked less amount of squatted by Games Workshop warbands now, which is good.
Yeah, and it's the whole warband. The whole warband is gets it.
Yeah.
So that's kind of crazy.
Right. So next up, we have
Untamed Beasts.
you had success with them. A bunch of people had success with them. There was that weird Landlord event where everyone brought Untamed Beasts.
Some did okay.
Half of them did okay.
Let's see. I went 3-1. I don't think anyone else has really went 3-1 with them.
No one.
I think let's see it here.
Yeah, I think it takes a lot to get out of them, really.
The need, the biggest ally in Vexmo has been nerfed. One of the biggest allies in Vexmo has been nerfed as well. And they haven't got any points breaks. Like, their Prey Takers are still too expensive. Their Prowler is still too expensive. Their leader is, like we said with the Signs of the Flame, is disproportionately too expensive now compared to the Pack Lord, who is identical in stats, but is now cheaper, which is a reversal in rules because the Heartier was always the better choice. He's no longer the better choice, and substantially so now.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think they haven't really.
Damn.
They've been harmed more than buffed.
Yeah.
Really.
Seraphon, I think we put them in B tier last time. I think they stay in B tier, realistically. There was a lot of chatter about Seraphon being very, very good, but it never really materialized. It was like, oh, Kroxigor are great. But Kroxigor spam never really did a thing. Like, all the very successful lists are like, oh, here's my Slan, here are my 2 Slan, kind of thing.
There was a potential. So with the addition of Crojax is legitimately good.
That's also a thing. Yeah, they do get new Bloodborne.
So there's a trick. So one of the issues with Seraphon is that they're slow. So they can't get around the board easily. So their big stuff can't get into combat, and then they struggle. So the fix to this is having something like Wa.
Yeah.
And they almost got it. Yeah. They got Great Wa instead. So they've got the movement 3 buff on a quad. And that's all well and good. But Great Wa is only good because you've got Wa as a fallback on a triple.
Yeah. So
that hurts a lot. But on the plus side, Crojax is practically immortal. And he's a 4-5-3-5 Seraphon murdering beatstick with 32 wounds worth of dedicated guardians.
He is wonderful. Yeah.
You are also good in combat, right? Like, the actual Bladeborn warband is really fun.
I don't know if you take both of the guardians. I think you take one.
Not. You probably just take the cheaper one. He's got -1 range, but like, he's also 10 points cheaper, right? So
yeah.
Save the points. I don't think, had this been just regular WoW on a triple, I think Seraphon actually jump up to A tier.
Sure.
With it being on a quad, it's too unreliable. It won't trigger enough to be worth relying on, right? So I think they stay in B, sadly.
Good stuff.
Their toolkit's expanding all the time.
It is
not expanding.
It totally is. Someone just needs to crack the code, right, and find the optimum Seraphon list.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Right. So Seraphon going on to Iron Jaws. They are A tier. They deserve to be A tier.
Yep.
And that's the end of that story. Really?
Yeah. They're not S tier still. They're just comfortably A tier. They've got a massive skill gap as well. Still.
Yes.
In that, if you aren't able to grapple with their weirdness, you are going astray. And we see this all the time, right? They've got a very shockingly low win rate. Warband this powerful.
Yeah. Well, I mean, because they're very popular, right? It's the Stormcast problem. Not Stormcast, Space Marine problem. People love to play Space Marines, and because there are so many people playing Space Marines, it drags their overall win rate down. That's basically
for sure.
They're great. Same with Soulblight Gravelords.
S tier. You can't A tier Soulblight. They're too good. They're only getting better. That's the thing. Like, they're the best Death faction by far. Yeah. They've got the best Bladeborn by far, and they're getting more.
So they were S tier, and they jumped down to A tier when they got the nerfs.
I think the nerfs were like, they were required, but I think they've clawed back up, right? Like, electric zombies are everywhere.
They are.
Zandara's won like 3 events, like 3 major events.
Sure.
Right?
Okay.
They've just gained like the white. They've got a new White Lord. They've got an Kado and his band,
That's
and
good.
they're real interesting. Adding to that cool vampire, along with was it the Coven guys with the Prince Duval, right? Kado like rubs up against Duval with another really fun thing, that the whole arcane expertise thing where you can get a free onslaught rush or respite that doesn't count towards that ability when they use it, so you can like give Kado or whatever the ability to onslaught twice and just blend through something.
Yeah. All right. Yeah, all right. You're right.
A lot of new toys. I'm rambling here, but Soulblight, and I think they are maintaining their dominance.
Sure, they're up there, right? They are up there for some of the best warbands in the game. And you may be right that some of the hits to like ogres and the rat ogres and stuff, like some of this, may be enough to push Soulblight back up there. We'll see. We'll see
Maybe.
how it is. But I think that's fine for them. Trueblades Monster Killers, they were in A tier, no changes to them. They're still great.
Yeah.
Only helps them, like ogres, rat ogres, and stuff going down, only helps them out. So they stay there, I guess.
And with the changes to Dankhold Trugs, their battle trait got better because there is more chances of monsters being in the game because Dankholds are nice and
Dankhold, yes. The old Dankholds. Right, that is something.
Random ass digit reduction to a Dankhold. Let's go.
I know.
What was the state of that change? I don't even know. Is it a greater plan?
I just think the Dankholds are popular, right? And people want to play them.
Honestly,
I think overall the Dankhold change won't be super impactful. I think it'll be more from a fluffy standpoint if people want to play their Dankholds again.
And ultimately, Dankholds are banned everywhere.
Monsters are banned. That's it, right? In America, they don't play monsters anyway. It's kind of it. Royal Beast Slayers. Now, some people put them up at A tier, S tier. I think their best list, the best list that they can put down, has not taken any nerfs. So maybe their best list is S tier.
Yeah, I mean, I think they're great, and like the thing that holds them back is their difficulty of play. But it's also, I don't think it's their power offsets that enough that they don't go like, unlike Iron Jaws, right? I think their actual power offsets their weirdness and difficulty that they maintain S tier.
Sure,
they're incredibly oppressive. They're really oppressive, and their chaff doesn't die anymore to counters.
That's true.
So they can more. If you're being weird and want to attack, you can. Like it's unusual to attack with their chaff. You can do so safer now.
Exactly. Right. So Warriors of Chaos. They got the whole raft of changes to their heroes.
They're a new warband practically.
They kind of. I mean, their basic chaff are still their basic chaff, right? They haven't done what I told them Games Workshop to do, which is kill off all the Marauders and like turn Chaos Warriors into an interesting thing. They didn't do that.
We've been shouting this for a while. Look at them all then. Yeah.
I don't know how much of a boost that will actually be in practice. Like, basic Marauders are always going to be... Here's the thing, right? Basic Marauders are always going to be good and cheap as a thing. So, like, my gut feeling, I'm happy to put them in B tier.
I think B tier is fine. Like 2 heroes got reduced, and then like all the Chaos Warriors, the Chaos Chosen all got changed.
Yeah.
The Exalted Chosen Champion or whatever, like he's with Vexmore going up as well, right? He's become much more takeable. Yes. Which is interesting, right? Like, and all their their mid range going to about 100-ish points as opposed to being a lot more than that.
Whatever
it's real good because they're fine. They're 15-ish wound, toughness 5, toughness 6 murder machines. Yep. And now they're more affordable. So you can push that aspect now and go proper tanky. Similar to, say, a Nigel Rotbringers, right?
Yeah.
So I like them.
Yeah.
I think B tier is fine.
That's fine. Similarly with Sylvaneth, I think they also belong in B tier.
Yeah.
Again, on paper they have it, right? It's just no one's cracked it yet to actually win events with them. Their win rate is good at like 55%. So I think Corrupted Overlords.
Keep on getting the nerfs. Every update, they get nerfed a little bit more.
They keep on getting nerfs a little bit more. So the last round of nerfs, I think, put them in A tier. Is that right?
Yeah.
Something like that. Yes, we put them at the bottom of A tier last time.
I think they stay there. I think because the Arcanauts are great. They're great filler units, but people are as they've been getting more expensive over time, people have been finding alternative ways to build KO, and those alternate ways of building them are still strong.
Yes.
I think they're just staying here. You can't nerf them enough. They're like horns of a ship. You keep on hitting them, they keep on they linger.
Yeah, they do that. Well, that's true, right? KO have so much good stuff within their list that even if you completely get rid of one fighter, they will find another list with another fighter that's still good.
Yeah, and honestly, like, I don't even see the change to the Arcanaut as a nerf, as more so as finally bring it in line with the stats.
Yeah.
Right, like at 50, it was originally 50. It was crazy. At 55 points, it still makes everything else look terrible. Yeah. At 60, it's finally
it's there, right? This is basically where they should have been to begin with.
It's still amazing, but it's more balanced, and I am fine with that.
All right, sure. And last up, we have Stormcast of all flavors. I'm just going to jump in there and say Ruination Chamber, because Ruination Chamber are apparently, according to the stats, the only Stormcast chamber worth talking about.
Really? That's interesting. Poor Phylax in his Love of Warrior chamber.
He doesn't get Star Soul Maces, so there we go. Okay, because Ruination Chamber, let's think about it like really. The only real contenders are Thunderstrike, because they get Annihilators. Annihilators are just great.
Thunderstrike gotten better, though.
Thunderstrike have got better. They totally have got better. Especially with the buff to the Riverblades. Is it Riverblades leader?
Yes.
With the movement buff, that's good. But whatever Thunderstrike can do, Ruination Chamber can basically do it better.
Can't do. I love big tanky cavalry pieces. Right, sure. I take them all the time. Paladors are wild. Like movement 8, toughness 6, 28 wounds.
All right, yeah, that is also a thing.
Like less than 200 points on the non-hero variant. That guy's incredible.
Yeah, that's very true.
And finally, Thunderstrike get in-faction access to a revive with their new...
One? You get it once.
Oh, that's Vanguard. That's Vanguard. Sorry, that's not even...
You're thinking of... what's the guy that comes back to life?
I can't remember who it is now.
But still, so it's Stormcast, right? So you can mix them anyway, so it kind of doesn't matter but for the battlefield purposes. But I still think Ruination Chamber are just the best. All of them.
They get the most representations, but Ruination are undeniably very powerful.
Yes, and they have a great win rate.
I think Ruination, I don't think the rest here, I think they've got way too many flaws in their lineup, but I think 8 is very strong for them.
8 is very, yeah.
I think it's very good for them.
Yep. And we're done. We did all the warbands, apparently.
We did it. And everything's in B tier.
Everything's in B tier. Yeah, right.
I don't think we're massively far off. I think maybe like the Savage Orcs could drop down. Maybe.
I totally think it could. Like, all right, there's a few suspect things in here because there were some things that we did very early on, right? Like, I think Savage Orcs could drop down. I think, realistically speaking, something like, I think Riverblades could do it, like some weird soup Riverblade list. I think they can totally do it.
Yeah.
I haven't seen any stats for these in like a year that will tell me that they are B tier. So I think these could move down probably. And then
you're going to hit Splintered Fang, aren't you? You got to kill my
I'm
boys.
going to hit Splintered Fang. I have to hit Splintered Fang, right? Because they're not doing it. So something like that. But with this, I think this is kind of close. I think
so. I think it's funky. Like it.
Doors of Khaine, I definitely think could do it with the counter changes, just because.
Yeah, it opens. We might be being a bit generous with them, but I think of all the elves, these are the elves that get the most benefit.
Yes, they totally do.
From these changes.
They totally do.
So they're potentially really cool. But I'm happy with this. If there's less things. The biggest change, I think there's less things in squad, and that is like the big change. Because C tier is not necessarily terrible. These are definitely playable, and some of these C tiers could absolutely move up to B tier.
Oh yeah.
Like looking at Pygeist, we're looking at Twistry, we're looking at Claws of Karanak, all have the potential with more experimentation in play to possibly move up in the future. And with all this stuff in B and C and this big old fatty middle bit, that's a really good place to be. And there's like 4 less factions in the squad tier. There's like all the major squad factions have moved up, with the exception of Askurgan.
I think it's true. Trueblades is kind of sad. I think the two out from the patch itself, I think the two outliers for me are Trueblades and Disposessed.
Yeah, weirdly overlooked.
Yes.
Yeah.
But the fact that they've been looking at all the worst warbands, they're willing to make changes to abilities now. They're willing to make aggressive points cuts to things that are just so bad. All of that. Yeah, all of that tells me that in sometime in the future, Trueblades may get like some rocket up their ass, right?
Yeah.
And then eventually what we're going to have to do is Squatted by Games Workshop won't exist anymore as a thing, and it would just be D tier. And then like half of this will move down, and we'll get a much broader spread. But yeah,
and I'm hopeful that at some point we actually get them to look at battle traits. This the big change to abilities. They've changed abilities. Why can't they change battle traits? There are so many bad ones. Go through and make all the shitty ones fantastic, and then that's another shakeup. That's a huge shakeup to specifically all in faction stuff. But like, can you imagine like the current state, like mega buffed Claws of Karanak with a trait that makes them good? That's some sauce right there. You know what I mean? There's potential. It's an exciting time for Warcry, right?
Yeah.
It's not dead. It's alive.
It's alive. Warcry is definitely alive. But yeah, I think what we're seeing is there's still S tier, right? There's still shit stuff. But everything else, we're kind of getting squeezed the barriers between the tiers are just getting squeezed together, right? So you could play like Riverblades into Brood would be horrible. Like spiders would die instantly.
Oh, it would be absolutely amazing. I would love to see that.
Exactly. Like Riverblades into Slaanesh demons. Like those demonettes just would not survive, right? So there's a whole bunch of stuff going on in between these tiers that you can definitely see a lot of play, like between A and B and between B and C. And there are like limited circumstances where I do think that some of this stuff could go on to win an event. It's just it's going to be really hard, and you got to figure it out.
Out of all the changes, what is your most like hype change that you are the most excited to play with?
I think so my favorite addition to the game is the Castellite pack. I think they do wild things, right? And that's gonna be that's gonna be fucking crazy. I think my biggest understated change is this one to Unmade.
Yeah, I agree. This one's really fun.
Yeah, that's made it so that I want to play Unmade, and that's a big thing, right? Getting a player wanting to play a thing. But I think the craziest change, I think, is going to be Riverblades, right? Because Riverblades, with those points cast and Riverblades just doing like 2 damage, like that's going to be wild. Like
if the meta shifts away from hyper killy as well and goes anywhere near mid-rangey hardy, Riverblades are going to blend the shit out of everybody. They're going to kill everything. It's going to be outstanding.
Just by moving, your basic Riftblade on a double is doing 4 damage to a thing within 9.
Yeah, it's incredible. And they get to move, like 6 inches and then 7 inches with a battle trait because of how fucking it works. So they're zooming across the board, lobbing darts at people and just fucking everyone up. And then their hilarious reaction, which also dodges the counter nerf, which is a 3 damage AoE explosion on every one
wound. I remember.
It's super unreliable, but counter sucks now. So like you are incentivized to suicide bomb all your chaff.
Yeah,
and it's going to be hilarious.
I think it's going to be real exciting, like the next few months or so, how people figure this out and what they do. What about you, though? What's your?
Yeah, for me, it's Khainite Cohort. I've been playing them on stream and off stream for the past couple of weeks, and I've loved a couple weeks before the update, and I've absolutely loved playing them. With the changes, like the good list I was taking, I can now take a whole extra model, and that list becomes legitimately good now. It also opens up all kinds of ally play. They have become so interesting, and I want to take these guys to an event, and I think I could take an event with them because they're actually good now. It's crazy. They're actually playing.
They're legitimately good. Right. So this is it, everybody at home. This is our beginning of the meta where we think things are going to go. Let us know your thoughts on the changes, on the tier list, on anything anything that we've said today, we're happy to hear it. As always, we will be back later on with more stuff for Warcry, because Warcry is not dead, and that's
It was never dead. You're all just naysayers and bad people.
bad people. You're all bad people.
All bad
Yes.
people.
Exactly. But excuse me, as I slowly kill myself. That's it from us for today. Thank you, everybody, for watching. I've been Itan. This has been War Games on Toast.
Hello.
Where can we find you, sir?
You can find me at War Games on Toast on YouTube, and that's it. I do the YouTube stuff. It's a cool place for cool people, so go subscribe.
Great. Good stuff.
Also do Warcry, a vastly inferior game.
Warcry, yes. Much more quiet, but more birds than Warcry.
That's very true.
Right. Anyway, thank you, everybody. We will see you next time.
Bye.
Goodbye.